You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. It's so strong now. Generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets.
YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, ask you, go ahead, tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So look, fam, a while back, I did a full review. I did initial impressions and a full review on the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. And if you guys watch those videos, you know I thought highly of the firearm. I felt like it was a really good shooting gun. I felt like it was feature rich. I felt like it punched well above its price point, and I felt like you were getting a lot of value for given the price of the gun. And so I told you at that time that, look, I was going to send the gun out and I was going to get some work done to it by my main man, Skips Gunz. And look, I don't want to make it seem like work had to be done. It didn't. I didn't. So I don't want to make it seem like this is a gun that you buy and you kind of take it down to the studs and rebuild it. No, the gun was in pretty good, like I said, very well done, particularly at the price point in which you're buying it. Like I said, you get a lot of value. It was an all metal gun, all metal construction, had a very solid coating on it, good trigger, like I said, feature rich. No mem parts in the gun, and so there wasn't a lot to be done. So if you look at it now, it doesn't look like I've changed anything significant on the gun. As far as the accessories, we added that Olight Osai X. We also kept it consistent with the Olight Valkyrie, and we added that base pad on it to bring in a little bit more silver to the lower half of the gun. So you may be wondering, well, okay, well, what did Skip do? A few things, and I think he made a few relatively minor tweaks to the gun, but it really made a difference in how the gun shoots. So first off, my man deleted the grip safety. I hate grip safeties, fam. I just think in the 2011 format, you really don't need them. We've already got thumb safeties, and I think Fusion Firearms did a good job with their thumb safeties. I felt like the grip safety was not necessary. The other thing Skip did is he went in and did a recoil reduction on the gun, and fam, it was silky smooth before when you rack the slide, but with that recoil, hook, fam. Skip goes in and he does his thing. Now, a lot of times, look, fam, sometimes you can respring a gun and it'll be smooth, but is it going to affect the reliability? Well, maybe if all things were equal, but the other thing that Skip did was he went in and he put in that 4 Portsmouth. Look, fam. Now we've got a situation where the gun runs crazy. It's crazy smooth. He also did a trigger job. I should mention that. So he upgraded the trigger, did a recoil reduction kit on the gun, put the 4 Portsmouth on, deleted that grip safety, and fam, it's a blast. It is a blast to shoot. I think I told you guys, like, my collection kind of really stepped up when I eliminated a lot of my kind of striker fired pistols because I really wasn't shooting them because the shooting experience was really different. And now I feel like I can go into my closet on any day, pull out any gun, just blindfolded, grab a pistol, and it's going to be a great shooting gun. And if I were to do that and I happen to pull out my Fusion Firearms XP Pro, I would not be mad, fam. I would not be mad. I had a blast at the range with this gun. I think it looks attractive, and with a few small kind of upgrades that really make a tangible difference in how the gun feels and shoots, man, fam, it's up there. It is a really, really good shooting gun. Now, for example, this gun scored, and when I did the original review, a 77 out of a possible 100, which I think is very high praise. When I did the Staccato P and the Staccato C2 right out of the box, those guns scored an 81. And those guns are twice as expensive. So for this gun really to be in striking distance of an out-of-the-box Staccato, for it to be striking distance with an out-of-the-box Staccato P and an out-of-the-box Staccato C2, I think it's high praise for the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. And I'll tell you what, you take the grip safety delete, the trigger job, the porting of the gun, and the recoil reduction kit that Skip did, and it is going to improve the overall score of the firearm. So why don't we walk through it? All right, fam, like I said, originally fit and finish, this gun scored a 12 out of a possible 15. I felt like the tolerances were pretty well done. I felt like the coating was solidly done. Yeah, I felt like Fusion Firearms did a really, really good job out of the box. So we gave it, for fit and finish, a 12 out of a possible 15. For reliability, we gave it a 13 out of 15. Now, I put a lot of rounds through this gun when I originally did it, and I put even more rounds through it now that my main man Skip is gone and done his thing on it. But I gotta tell you, fam, I haven't had any issues. Now, I gave it a 13 out of 15 before, not higher, even though I didn't have any reliability issues, because there's enough data out there where other people have had some ejection issues. Some people have had some cycling issues. It's a relatively new platform. For me to go out and be like, oh, it's a 14 out of 15 or a 15 out of 15 when some people rely on what I say in terms of making a purchase. Why they do that, I don't know. But whatever. It's okay. But I take that seriously, and so I don't want to say something is a 14 or a 15 in reliability when there isn't a large enough sample size out there. My gun has been 100% reliable, but given the input, we gave it a 13 out of a possible 15 for reliability. Next up, durability. Again, the gun earned a 13 out of 15. I felt like the hard chrome finish, all metal construction. I felt like, again, really bull barrel, really well done. I think it's going to be a long lasting gun. No mem parts in the gun. For durability, again, we gave it a 13 out of a possible 15. All right, fam, next up, trigger. So when I first did the gun, I'll put up what the trigger pull was initially. I thought the trigger was solid. Was it an Atlas trigger? No. Was it an Infinity trigger? No. Was it even a Red Dirt trigger? No. But I felt like it was solid. A solid trigger. Look, I sent this trigger out to Skip, and Skip did what Skip does. Look, you got a tad bit of take up, clear, defined wall, crisp, clean break, reset. Very short reset. Look, fam, this gun is all that and a bag of chips. With the upgraded Skips trigger, we're going to give it a 13 out of a possible 15, up from an 11 out of a possible 15. All right, fam, next up, accuracy. Look, first go round, I gave accuracy a 7 out of possible 10. And when I say accuracy, I'm talking in part not just about precision, right? I'm talking about shootability of the gun, how the gun feels to shoot and how accurate you're able to do it because of that, right? When I added the ports to this gun shoots so flat, and with that trigger, so fast. It affects the overall shootability. It improves the accuracy. We're going to take it accuracy from 7 out of a possible 10 to 9 out of possible 10. All right, fam, this is not the typical, next up was ergonomics. This is not the typical 2011 grip angle. I would call it kind of a hybrid because obviously this gun takes Glock mags. I think it's good. It feels really good. The grip feels good in hand. We gave it a 7 out of 10 before. It's going to remain a 7 out of 10 now. All right, fam, for aftermarket support, maintenance, and upkeep, typically when we're talking in the 2011 space, barring something unusual, those categories guns typically earn 4 out of 5 in each. This is no different. So 4 out of 5 for aftermarket support, 4 out of 5 for maintenance and upkeep. All right, fam, what I loved about this gun was I was able to give it at a $1,200 MSRP. I was able to give it a 4 out of 5 for affordability. We're going to keep it there at 4 out of a possible 5. All right, last up, flex. We gave this gun a 2 out of 5 for flex. Originally, with the porting in it and the upgrades that Skip has done to it, we're going to increase those flex points to 3 out of possible 5. All right, fam, when you add all of that up, this score breaks into the 80s, scoring an 82 out of a possible 100 points. So look, fam, as I mentioned before, an out-of-the-box Staccato P ranked an 81. An out-of-the-box Staccato C2, 81. A C would be an 81. So all the Staccatos are coming in at 81. For you to take a $1,200 gun, send it off to Skip, throw some ports on it, trigger, recoil, delete the grip safety. Those are relatively modest costing upgrades. For you to do that and to be at 81 and still at the end of the day probably be $500 to $750 less than a Staccato P out of the box, less than a Staccato C2 out of the box or any of the C series, yeah, fam, I think you're winning. You're winning. If somebody gave me a choice and said, 2A and LA, you can have this XP Pro the way you have it here, or you can have a Staccato P out of the box. I'm taking this. I'm taking this. All metal gun, smooth, silky, ported. Man, Well done, Fusion Firearms. Well done, Skips Gunz. Now look, fam, they have, when I say they, Fusion Firearms has a comped version of the XP Pro that's coming out in towards the latter part of the year, I believe. They featured it at the NRA show. Look, fam, we're going to get one of those into the channel. I'm going to review that. We'll do a comparison between the comped gun and the Skips Gunz porting. And man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Now, I told you guys I'm going to be giving away a 2011 on the channel. Will it be the upgraded Skips Gunz version? Will it be the comp version? I've also got a Bursa coming in, a new Bursa coming in, and I'm going to flip the script on that one. Will it be one of the existing guns in my collection? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, if I won this, I would be happy. I would be happy. This gun shoots great. Feels great. Very, very, very happy to have it in my collection. All in. With everything that Skip did to it, with the addition of the optic and the light and the base pad and the gun itself, we're sub 2K, fam, for a phenomenal shooting gun. For a phenomenal shooting gun. So look, fam, if you're considering an XP Pro, I think out of the box you're getting a solid gun. I would send it though to my main Skip to have these minor tweaks done to it. It really will improve the shootability and the shooting experience. All right? That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.